playing Dungeons and Dragons or any tabletop role-playing game could actually help you live longer. That may sound like a wild claim, but stay with me. I just watched the series Live to 100: Secrets of the Blue Zones on Netflix, and I found it deeply inspiring. Longevity is always a hot topic, and it feels like one of these billionaire tech bros is going to achieve lichdom any day now. But an explorer working with National Geographic already had the bright idea to go out and study the places with the highest concentrations of centenarians, folks living to 100, and studied them to figure out how and why. Now, no surprise, whole foods, plant-based diets, and consistent but moderate exercise were all factors in all of these places he studied. So yeah, maybe think about bringing healthier snacks to the game table. I've switched out green tea for Coca-Cola most nights. I find a nice walk in my hilly neighborhood helps me think more creatively when I'm doing campaign prep or whatever, working on any project. When you get your feet moving, you get your mind moving. I also get out of my seat sometimes when things get intense in the game. I don't know if that really counts as exercise, but if you're playing D&D, right, it definitely makes your heart rate go up sometimes. But you don't have to watch a documentary series to know that diet and exercise are good for your health. It's the other factors, which often go overlooked in Western cultures, that were particularly resonant for me. And it's these things that I think belonging to a steady D&D group can hugely benefit: social engagement, stress reduction, and sense of purpose. Getting together with friends, blowing off some steam, and going on a quest to freaking save the world is not only a great way to spend any given Thursday night, it can actually contribute to a healthier, happier life. It's definitely worth watching that series. I'm even thinking about picking up the book by the same guy, Dan Bueller. But in this one, we're going to dig into the benefits of having a game night in your life, because I really think they're easy to dismiss. We recently talked about how isolation and loneliness are contributing to the low and declining life expectancy rates in the United States. And while American exceptionalism is proving true in the unhealthiness department, the US is not the only place experiencing alienation from the effects of our digital migration and the forces of late-stage capitalism. Playing Dungeons and Dragons can not only help to stave off the negative effects of loneliness, it can actually make you healthier, both mentally and physically, by fostering a sense of belonging and community. Over the years, I've talked to a lot of people who found this channel while they were preparing to run some D&D for their families. Some of them had never played before, but others, played years ago when they were younger and were now teaching this game to their children. And I love getting comments like that. I mean, a family who's gaming together has got to grow closer, right? Other people connect with their found families through tabletop RPGs. You want to find a like-minded band of weirdos? Seeking out people who share your interest in whatever style of D&D you prefer is a great way to find your tribe. If I'm doing anything remotely social these days, odds are it's with people I've connected with through gaming. And I truly believe going through these intense shared experiences at the table, even if they're taking place in our collective imagination, really cements the bonds between us. And those bonds go beyond the game. There are a bunch of people who were strangers to me when they sat down at my table, and now these are the folks who we turn to when it's time to celebrate or we need support. We're talking parties and rides to the airport. Babies have been born. People have died. This is in real life, mind you. And we've been there for each other because of this fantasy game. Sitting down and sharing stories together, often over food and drink. We're talking triumphs, setbacks, even revelations. The lines between the mythic and the actual begin to blur in a way that they have for most of human history. These are meaningful connections that we're forming. And thanks to these videos, plus Dungeon Masters Guild, Patreon, the Kickstarter, I've been lucky enough to connect with people around the world now, players and Dungeon Masters, other content creators. It's been really incredible. And many of these interactions have been one-offs, certainly, but I've really gotten to know some people through doing this and helped other people connect with each other for games and more, which is deeply gratifying. But Even when we are playing with strangers or potential future friends we've only just met, playing D&D is also a great stress reliever. Stress leads to all sorts of problems, medically, interpersonally, societally, but a lot of us don't prioritize dealing with it. We're too busy paying the bills or taking care of everybody else to set aside some time to take care of ourselves, to relax and have fun. Though a lot of us are seeing through it, hustle culture is still going strong, and a lot of folks out there feel if you can't monetize it, it's not worth doing. I mean, a silly little anthem about how it's okay to sit down went explosively viral. It was a bop for sure, but it also speaks to what's going on in our society right now. Simply setting aside some time to get together with friends and have fun is hugely beneficial. If you know somebody who just can't seem to consistently make it to game night, send them this video. Who knows? It might save their life. There's this great Kurt Vonnegut quote that I kept thinking about as I was writing this. We are here on Earth to fart around. Don't let anybody tell you any different. I love that. And we'll return to purpose in a minute. But let's go a little bit further back that literary, philosophical timeline and look to Aristotle. Aristotle studied under Plato, who studied under Socrates, and it was in turn the tutor to Alexander the Great. This guy was kind of a big deal, and he gave us this idea of catharsis. Catharsis is the idea that good entertainment can make us feel intense emotions without being in those intense situations and effectively release those feelings, leaving us emotionally cleansed. Now, he was writing about this in 300 something BC, so he was focused on epic poetry and dramatic plays. But I put it to you that there are very few forms of entertainment that are as visceral, that can take you on an emotional roller coaster ride as a good game of Dungeons and Dragons. This is why I'm a big advocate for letting the characters actually get into trouble and letting the dice decide things, without fudging too much. It keeps that intensity possible and allows for catharsis to happen. Now, if you thought giving D&D credit for cathartic stress relief is a reach, well, I feel sorry for you. You're missing out. But also, you're probably not going to love this next bit. Another key to longevity and leading a happy, healthy life identified in the Blue Zone's research is a sense of purpose. It makes sense. People stick around when they have a good reason to, right? And I think most people have experienced the opposite, the existential dread of not knowing the reason why at some point in their life. Now, I'm not exactly going to argue that D&D can provide you with a reason to live, but I think we can all agree having a sense of purpose feels good. And protect the town from the evil goblin tribe, or save the kingdom from the tyrannical dragon are pretty clear-cut and fulfilling purposes. Maybe your D&D character gains more meaning from you get that gold, grow more powerful, level up, and that works too. And if you disagree with me and Aristotle that there is value in having a vicarious experience, and you'd like to dismiss all this fantasy role-playing game stuff for more important things, I'd like to remind you that money's also made up. Get at me in the comments, but Google fiat currency first. You know what else is valuable, even though it's made up? Internet points. So please help me gain some. If you're enjoying this content and want more of it, please hit like, hit subscribe. And just because I understand money is an agreed upon fantasy doesn't mean I don't need it to survive. So supporting me on Patreon is always deeply appreciated. There's some great stuff on there, if I do say so myself. Look, even if you don't buy that feeling like you have a purpose in-game provides any sort of benefit to you outside of the game, I hope you can derive meaning from showing up for people that are counting on you. Sure, things come up, life gets in the way sometimes, and maybe you've got a couple more important things going on, sure, but making game night a priority in a lot of ways is making the people you play with a priority. And as a dungeon master, I derive a ton of meaning and purpose out of providing an experience where folks can blow off some steam and connect socially and just have some fun. If you haven't taken the leap yet, you gotta try it. It is deeply gratifying to be a river to your people. So is D&D going to help you to live to 100? I don't know. But along with, some other good decisions, it sure can't hurt. And I can promise you, however many years you get, it can make your time here better. There's a bunch of videos on this channel on how to get up and running, playing better games. Maybe this one is going to be interesting to you. Otherwise, next time, because I got a lot out of making this one, I hope you did too, we're diving into another set of ways a steady dose of D&D can help you lead a better life. I hope you check that one out. Until then, be kind, have fun.